So in this video we're going to learn about how we can use SketchUp. Okay, so this is a tool by Google, as we have learned in the previous video, where you could work on your 3D designs. Okay, so there's a person here, so we first of all we would like to know the windows, like, okay, what does what. Okay, now this is the online version, so you could look here, it says Untitled, so you can set your model name. Then there's a folder icon, you could go to the folder and save it over there. Okay, and if you press this, you can see there's like more options coming by Trimble Connect. Okay, so you could probably open up the designs if you have any version saved or not. Okay, then you can create like new models, you can check your account. Okay, so this is my account. Right now let's get back to our tools pan over here. So you can see there's a tool select tool, then we've got the eraser, we've got the paint, we've got like line tool. Here we have like two different types of line tool. On the paint you get like eyedropper tool, this tool. And then on here you got you get this different kinds of paints over here. Then on the rectangular one you get a 2-point rectangle, then you have rotated rectangle, then the circle, then polygon. Okay, then 3D text. You could get all of these, and this is another important tool that you need, which is the push and pull tool. Okay, so you could use this push and pull tool to just get the box like up or down, and this one is the follow me tool. Okay, we'll see them in use. This is the offset, like how you can change some of the faces, and this is the outer shell. Okay, now there's another tool here, which is the move tool. You can move any faces, you can rotate it, you can scale. Okay, and this is tape, measuring tape. Okay, so you can measure the values. Okay, so surprisingly, Google has designed this SketchUp, basically I think it's Trimble, in a very good manner, because it matches with the real world measures. Okay, and there's dimensions, there is section plane, and there is protector, there is axis. Okay, and here's another one, walk tool. Okay, so you could use these tools to go from one part to the other part. Okay, and there's a look around tool, okay, for your designs, and there is orbit tool. So this is another important tool. We always would need this. Okay, now I would recommend you guys to using all of these the workspace using a mouse, basically, because it's easier. So now, for example, this is the workspace, so there's a guy over here, so I've pressed this tool. Now pressing the left mouse button, and then you see what's happening, dragging the mouse back and forth, so it's moving, then left or right. Okay, and on here you can see there's the blue one is the x-axis, then you've got the y-axis, then you've got the z-axis. Okay, 3 axis. Okay, so that's how you can see what's going on. Now there's another thing on the bottom. It says drag to orbit, shift equals pan, and control equals suspend gravity. Okay, so let's have a look at how these things are working. Okay, so I'm pressing control. Now look at this, gravity is moving away, right? So normally it doesn't happen like that. Now if I want to shift, if I press shift, what happens is things move as well. Okay, they're panning. Okay, so that's how things are working. Alright, now and on the right side you will see there's like, we've got materials over here. There's other materials, you could choose whatever materials you want, or you could browse here. It will probably search for something on the internet. Okay, and then if you don't want that, you could just do that, or you can give the entity info over here. Okay, so for example, if we press the select tool here and then we press the person, okay, so there's like this is the entity info. This person's name is Josh, and the definition is also Josh. You can define the name with different, and the current layer is layer 0. Okay, you could add on layers one after another. You could make them invisible or visible, depending on what you want. Okay, so I just pressed that I over there, so that's why it went away. Okay, now let's there's another important tool in here. This is called the Instructor, because this is very important, because when you're starting it up for the first time and you need some instructions, so this is where you go. You kind of understand the point, right? So my internet connection is quite slow, that's why I can't really show stuff to you at the moment properly. Then we've got the components. You could go in model, or you could go for the 3D warehouse. So 3D warehouse is basically where you could find out lots of other models and stuff already out there. Okay, and there's the styles menu, the layers where you can put one on top of the other. And then there is the views. Okay, all of these are like one on top of the other. Okay, then on the views you could change the perspective. Like since this SketchUp tool is used for interior designing, then a lot of other designs for engineering and stuff. Okay, so they're putting these different sides for that. Okay, of different houses. Okay, then we could press it in here, like for the display. So what do you want to display? Do you want to display all of them? Do you want to display selected or lost, or hidden object? So say the hidden object, that guy was there, but I pressed the I, so hide it. Okay, then section panes, if you once we draw, we will understand them. Okay, then you have the X's, so you can get rid of the X's, and you can have the guides. Okay, so these things are quite important. I would say they're quite important. Okay, and then you can delete the guides as well, and you can hide the rest of the model. Okay, now let's move on to the next bit. This one is called model info. Okay, so you can set up your lens, you can set up the format however you want. Okay, with precision. Okay, then you can go into angle units. Okay, whatever you want to select. Okay, now so we've seen the the internet brought up these styles menu. Okay, so here you can see assorted styles in the 3D warehouse, photo modeling, all these. You can just go and play with them. Okay, and for the materials, I found these materials stuff in the 3D warehouse. Okay, so this is the Josh SketchUp. So let's go back to the tool again. See, look at the internet connection. My bad. So once you go to the components, so this is the component menu. Once you go there, you will be able to find the details on here. So definition Josh, so you can put some description if someone wants to know about it. Then you can glue to something, okay, but we don't need to do that. Always face camera, shadows face, like so you could set up all these things, okay. It's quite neat actually. And let's look at the instructor menu if it's coming up. No, it's not yet here. Let's check. Let's close it down. Let's bring it over. Oops, not working, unfortunately for this one. Alright, we're gonna come to this later. Now, without further ado, let's get back to our designs. Okay, so this is the move tool I'm working on. So once you've selected the whole phase, you could move it from here to there, and the red arrow, it tells you that you're moving on the red axis. If you move on there, is a different axis. If you move on going up and down, so it should be on the y-axis. Okay, so this is how it's working, and it will tell you that literally from which point it is moving, from that point to here, right? Then again, let's check it again. See how things are working. See, it's kind of neat, right? Then again, let's use the orbit tool over here. So just to see how things are working, and then you can press the a wheel on your mouse if you have it. Okay, now let's look at the walking tool. So it will give you a view, which way you want to go and stuff like that. Okay, so without further ado, let's start with designing our robot. Okay, so we will see that on the next video, guys. Thank you for watching.